Okay, so to finish off this example, um, what we're trying to do is find the distance between this point and this point, which is the amount of the toll that's required to get to the efficient traffic volume. Now, a quick shortcut, we know that the marginal cost for this question, the marginal, or rather the external cost, is equal to V, and that's going to be the value of the toll that's required to get us to the efficient level. It's going to be V, and in the case that we're looking at right here, V is equal to 3. So hopefully, now I'm going to show you how to get that answer numerically, but hopefully whatever answer we come up with is going to equal this value here, 3. So the value of the toll should be 3. Now let's find out if that's true. All right. So to find the distance between here and here, we already have a piece of information. We know that this point right here is at 13. Right? Now if we could find what the price level is here, we could subtract that number from 13 and find out what the distance is between this point and this point. And by doing so, we'd find out the value of the required toll. Okay, so how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to need to use this equation right here, which represents the private cost of travel, and that's equal to 4 plus 2v. And if we insert the value of, or rather the amount of traffic volume at this point into this V, then we should come out with the price that corresponds to that amount of traffic given by that curve. So we'll use that equation. We have private cost equal to 4 plus 2V, and in this case we know that V is equal to 3, so private cost equals 4 plus 2 times 3, which equals 4 plus 6, and that equals 10. So we can, instead of this question mark, now we can say that that is equal to, see if I have enough, it's difficult to find some space, I'm going to write it down here, but we know that that corresponds to that point right there. It's 10. Actually, maybe I'll just create a bit of space by erasing that, and then I can write it in. So that point is 10, and lo and behold, if we subtract 10 from 13, the distance between here, we can see that 13 minus 10 is equal to 3, and that is the toll that's required to get to the efficient traffic volume, just as we predicted when we said that the toll had to equal the external costs that drivers impose on others. Now let's work through a made-up example, see if we can get through that example before the 10-minute mark is up. Okay, so let's quickly define the demand for travel, and we'll call it, let's say it's 10 minus 0.25 times P. And we'll say that the private cost of travel is represented by, how about 5 plus, let me just make something up here, 3V, and we'll say that the external cost of travel is equal to 2V. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is find a expression for marginal cost. That's going to equal the private cost plus the external cost, which in this case will be 5 plus 3V, right? Just the private cost plus the external cost, 2V. So that will be 5 plus 5V. Now let's graph the information that we have. again, I'll put the price on the y-axis, the volume on the x-axis, and we'll start at, let's see, we have 10 minus 0.25p. So we need to find out what happens when p is equal to 0. We see that v is equal to 10 if that's true. If p is equal to 0, this term drops out right here, and we're just left with 10. So when p is equal to 0, v is equal to 10. Okay, and what happens when v is equal to 0? So we have 0 equals 10 minus 0.25p, and that equals, if we put this value on the other side, we get 0.25p is equal to 10, and if we divide both sides by 0.25, we'll find out that p is equal to 40. So we'll put that value here, and then we can connect those 2 points, the downward sloping demand curve. Okay, and then the other features of this chart are a private cost curve that starts at 5, right? Starts at 5, and it's 5 plus 3v, and then we have our marginal cost curve, which equals 5 plus 5v. Alright, we're going to need to first find the equilibrium traffic volume. This point right here. And we'll do that by writing out our demand curve, V is equal to 10 minus 0.25 times P, but instead of P, we're going to input the private cost, which is the price that individuals face on their own. So that will be 5 plus 3V. And let's work out what this is equal to. So V is equal to 10 minus 5 times 0.25 is 1.25 minus 3 times 0.25 is 0.75 V. Now we'll put the V's on one side, so I'll add 0.75 V to both sides, and that will be 1.75 V is equal to 10 minus 1.25 is 8.75. And then we need to divide both sides by 1.75 so that we get V is equal to, let me just get out my calculator here, 8.75 divided by 1.75 is equal to 5. Well, that number worked out rather nicely, didn't it? So V is going to be equal to 5 here. And it looks like I'm running out of time once again, so I'll continue this in the next video.